Greetings gamers and welcome back to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and that's right guys, today we are going to talk about my favorite video game console of all time, the PlayStation 2. More specifically, how I am going to play my PlayStation 2 from now on. Here is the deal, even though there's a lot of great emulation for the PlayStation 2 and I do use emulation a lot when it comes to retro gaming, for me, this is the right way to play it. This is the right way to play my original PlayStation 2. Now, I'm not saying that it is the way you should play it, it is just the way I like to play it. And we all know that the output, the image clarity of the PlayStation 2 just sucks, okay? And there's a lot of arguments about the type of cable that you should be using. Should you use RGB? Should you use composite? Should you use component? Let me tell you in advance that you could discard the composite. The cable that comes bundled with the PlayStation 2, the one with the red, green, and red, yellow, and white, sorry. Yeah, you can just throw that away. That is the worst route that you can take. I don't own a component cable, and there's a lot of debate in that. Is components better than RGB when it comes to the PlayStation 2? I'm not going to jump into that argument, but this is what I've been using, and I actually did a full review of this item right here. This is the PS2 to HDMI converter. So what this is pretty much is that this adapter grabs the component output signal of the PlayStation 2 and just converts it to HDMI. It is pretty much that. However, this is what I got in the mail this week. I got a brand new cable from Gaming Fun 80, a brand new RGB cable for the PS2. I've already covered a couple of items from Gaming Fun 80. I mean, this guy, Danielle, shout out to Danielle, he makes a great job in producing, these cables, modern cables, for our older systems. I reviewed a cable for the ZX Spectrum 128K. I also did a Super Nintendo review of a Super Nintendo cable, and he also makes repairs of older consoles. Let's say for example that you have a Game Boy and you want to switch the screen to a modern LCD screen. He will hook you up with that. I will leave his link down below for you guys to check it out, and please do guys, because don't forget, if you want to use modern cables for your older consoles, make sure that you are using good quality cables. So yeah, I've been messing around with this brand new cable, and let me tell you guys, let me spoil the video right away. After using this cable on my original PlayStation 2, I will never switch from now on. I mean, this is just, it has no more use for me. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around and let's do the review of the brand new RGB cable for the PlayStation 2 by Gaming Fun 80. So let's do it right after this. Okay, so here we are back again guys. Let's take a closer look at the actual cable. This is what you should get in the mail, okay, if you order one from Gaming Fun 80. Sturdy plastic bag with the Gaming Fun 80 logo here. Let's take the cable out, and first of all, let me tell you that, just by the feel of the cable, it is heavy, it is sturdy. You can see that this was used, with really good solid materials. It doesn't feel cheap at all. PS2 CSYNC right here, and yeah, it has pretty decent length. And I just want to grab my notes here because guys, I am not a tech guy here. Okay, sorry for the light. I am not a tech guy, and this review is not going to be a technical review. This is just going to be my point of view, the point of view of, the end user, let's call it that way. But, this cable right here is a CSYNC, okay, through an integrated chip that is set on the actual cable. So, this, outputs, better image, and it is also optimized to be used with upscalers. And a very interesting thing about this, and you guys are going to see when I show you some gameplay footage with this, I'm going to just shoot straight at my 4K television, because that's how I play my PlayStation 2 games. I use it on a modern TV. And the cool thing is that with this cable, you know, and if I just adjust the you know, the ratio, it really feels like it is upscaled, but it is not, and it just feels great. And another thing that I want to mention, again, I'm not going to waste a lot more time on this topic, but you know, some people do argue that RGB is better for the PlayStation 2. Others will argue that component is the way to go. I mean, if we're talking about, you know, the older systems, like, you know, the NES, the Master System, the Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, you know, the 8-bit and 16-bit machines, you know, of 2D games, you know, undeniably RGB is the way to go. On PlayStation 2, on the other hand, you know, it's arguably. But what I would say is that use what is best for you. Just pick what is best for your setup, okay? But in this case, we're going to take a look at this awesome RGB cable. So let's do it. Okay, so let's start with some Bully Canis Canem edits on a 4K display. This is my Sony Bravia 59-inch 4K television. And by the way, the controller, I'm using my FONY wireless controller. I actually have a review of this baby right here, linked down below, guys, if you want to check it out. And what can I say? I mean, it looks beautiful. It looks really, really good. It's flawless, let me tell you that. It almost feels like it is upscaled, but it is not. It is just the you know, just change the aspect ratio. And it looks super, super cool. Again, let's not forget about the image clarity of the PlayStation 2, okay guys? But yeah, on Bully, a late release on the system, it looks just beautiful. Some good old GTA 3. And this is a perfect example, guys. Because again, the dark areas on PlayStation 2, right, are really, really dark. And this beginning of GTA 3, it's a really, really dark environment. So let me tell you, if it looks good in this game, then it will look good in pretty much any PlayStation 2 game, let me tell you. So far, again, really, really impressed with this cable. And I also want to mention that I have the motion flow turned on the television, okay? So it kind of gives that sense, you know, it is a false sense of extra, you know, frames, if you will, FPS. But yeah, GTA 3, spot on. Looks really, really, really good. And on a side note, I still can't believe that this game turned 20 years old, but it is what it is. And let me just give you a little bit of a zoom here on GTA 3. And here we go. It just crashed. I'm not really paying that much attention to the gameplay. I'm just focusing on the image. And yeah, I really wanted to share this on my television, my 4K television, because this is where I play my PlayStation 2 games. Okay, well, let's test this out with a 2D game, and why not some good old Geo Battle Colossus. Let me tell you, this pixel art just looks amazing. And one thing that I still haven't mentioned is the sound. It sounds so crisp. And it's also thanks to the game, of course, to the cable. And the game also. I think that this game is a, let's say, hidden gem on the system. A lot of people don't appreciate this game. I actually quite like it. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Again, don't mind the gameplay, guys. But yeah, it looks pretty sharp. Looks really, really good. Okay, for PlayStation 1, let's start with some Pandemonium. Another game that turned 20 years old, actually 25 years old, not that while ago. It's one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games of all time. I absolutely adore this game. And again, we all know that these old 32-bit early 3D games usually don't look that great because they they didn't age that well. But again, with this cable, they look pretty damn good. And again, I want to show you guys the sound a little bit. It just sounds so crisp. It sounds really good. And looks even better. Let me tell you that, guys. It looks really good. And by the way, just for fun, let me know down below if you played Pandemonium back in the day. Just that background, I love that background right there. Really cool stuff. Great game. And last but not least, why not some good old Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1? This is the OG. The first 3D Spider-Man. I mean, without this game, we wouldn't have, Miles Morales or, the PlayStation Spider-Man games that we all love. This was really the OG. And again, I absolutely love this game, even though it didn't age that well, especially on the on the camera, on the controllers.
Spider sense tingling.
But
What's going on here?
Again, it looks really good. This cable. It's another zoom in for you guys. Even the edges on the character, right? I mean, you can, of course, that I'm zooming this a lot, right? Of course, that you can notice the the pixelation, but it just looks so much better.
I want to use my spidey compass to find the bank.
It's much cleaner, and again, it feels like I'm playing with an upscaler. It really does, but I'm not. It's just a cable. Change the aspect ratio. And here you go. The original PlayStation 2 playing PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games on a 4K television. Let me tell you, it looks really good. And there you go, guys. This was my review. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And please let me know down below, how do you like to play your original PlayStation? Do you play your PlayStation 2 on a good old CRT TV? Do you use emulation? Do you play this machine on a modern television? What type of cables do you use? And don't forget, guys, if you're looking for good quality cables for your retro systems, check out Gaming Fun 80. Again, link down below. And just a heads up, Danielle has a lot of orders. He is a busy guy, so it might take a while for him to get your order ready, but just enter in contact with him because he will definitely hook you up. Even if you want something very specific, let's say that you want a cable, for the ZX Spectrum or for a Neo Geo CMVS, he will hook you up. And guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have the extra time, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.